Hey boyos, daily check-in with John V. It is October 2nd, 2024. I haven't done one of these in a few days, so it was about time. Yeah, I got a few things to talk about today. Tooth extraction yesterday. Not bad. Um, when I first got home and the sedation wore off, it hurt like a motherfucker. So I took Valium, I took ibuprofen, and I took acetaminophen, and that fixed it right up. I took that again before I went to bed last night, and then this morning, and then this afternoon. So Valium works really well. It's like a mild sedative. If I could only have one drug for pain, it would be Valium. Maybe Dilaudid. Dilaudid is good too, but that just leaves one tooth that needs to be extracted still, and that one has been rotted out for 5 years, but it hasn't given me any issues, so I'm not worried about it yet. Here maybe in a couple months I'll take a trip to the dentist again and get that one taken care of. But for now it's okay. That's the first thing I want to go over, right? And being on disability, it only cost me $25 for the tooth extraction, $10 for the X-ray, and then $15 for the extraction itself. And if I wasn't on some kind of medical plan because of welfare, it would have likely cost me like $300. So I'm not complaining. And the welfare office reimburses me for travel. So I got my mother to drive me for $15. And she bought me lunch. She bought me Wendy's. She bought me a couple of small cheeseburger deluxe just for like $5 or something. So the trip only cost me like 10, and the welfare office will reimburse me probably like $20. So, I win. That's the first thing I wanted to go over. The second thing I wanted to go over was cigarettes. I now own like 23 cartons of cigarettes, and I was hoping I'd have a market for it, but I took a trip to the mall and I asked around quite a few people, and um, the people outside smoking were either people that worked there and they said they had no interest in it, right? And said they didn't smoke much, so they didn't weren't worried about it. And the other people, every one of them said they got their cartons of smokes for $50 a carton, and I was selling for 60. So I guess there's no market for it, right? Everybody's getting hooked up already from their friends for a good price, right? So at the very worst, I have like 4 months worth of cigarettes here, so that's not entirely a bad thing, right? Get them while they're cheap, and you know, paying $500 for 4 months worth of cigarettes ain't a bad deal. And 4 months is kind of generous because I might have enough for 5 months because of all the fucking butts I have. I literally have 3 tobacco cans full of cigarette butts, and those butts would likely last me a week, no, 2 weeks probably. So I'm set for smokes. Get them while they're cheap, I did sell one to my sister for $40. She grabbed that up, and she won't be buying any more because she says it hurts her husband's throat. Well, so she won't be buying any more off me. And I did sell one to a buddy at the bus stop there yesterday. We start talking about smoking, and I was like, I'll sell you like a bag of smokes, and he's like, yeah, sure, how much? I said, I gave him my price, and he bought them up, and that was it. So, I'll always carry a bag with me, and if the situation arises, I'll try to sell a bag, right? And give the person my number in case they want to get hooked up again. And plus, the guy that I'll be traveling with to arm wrestling, he said he'd buy smokes off me, so I'm banking on that. I did tell him $40, and 40's fine. I'm still making a bit of money, right? And but at 60, it seems like nobody wants to get them. 40 people seem to be grabbing them up. That was one of the other things I want to talk about, the smoking. But like, these bags aren't nearly as nice, right? Real deal. These are the lights from the previous order. I still have a couple partial bags. I'm set for smoke spoils, so I'm fucking loaded, and I want to keep it that way, right? Because I might get a customer that buys like 5 cartons off me, and might like be like, oh, I'll drive you right to your house, and I'll buy 5 off you like for $200 or something like that, right? And I'd do that, but a couple of my family members have been trying to hook me up with customers, and it's not working because a lot of people, they automatically assume if the cigarettes are a cheap price, there's something wrong with them, and that's not the case at all, right? It's just the stores, they mark up the shit with tax so much, duty paid, like that. It's just ridiculous the price that they want, right? So there's nothing wrong with these smokes. Like, they're not quite as good as what you'd get at the store, but they're almost exactly the same quality, same taste, everything. But people, the thing about people, and I wanted to go over that. The third thing I want to go over was people in general. And what I can't stand about people is, I've reached that age in life where I have a low bullshit tolerance for people now. Um, back, you know, 10, 20 years ago, it was different. It was a different time for me because people weren't so full of shit, you know, and now people are so full of shit. Like, people, you can literally offer to give them something, and they won't take it because they automatically think if something's free or a ridiculously good price, there's something wrong with it. There's a catch. There's some kind of trick involved, right? And that's not the case. Like, I shop on Temu, and my last 5 orders, I got about $400 worth of Magic products in the mail for less than $30. And I'm not even fucking joking, boyos. Like, 8 card binders. Each one's worth like the exact same card binders on Amazon are like $23 a piece. And then like card storage boxes on Amazon, like $23 a piece. And I get them virtually for free. Deck boxes, same thing. Like, I have, I now have 12 deck boxes in my drawer and 4 storage boxes, or I should say 5 storage boxes and 13 deck boxes. And I seem to have a good market for the storage boxes, right? People seem to want them. But I have a sale tomorrow when I go to the store. Buddy says he wants to buy a storage box off me for $20. But I'm getting off topic. I want to talk about people and their bullshit. You know, living here, the adults here don't respect me. They don't fucking respect me at all. The kids seem to have respect for me. My nephews and my niece seem to respect me as an adult, right? But other adults here, they don't respect me. They treat me like, like I'm an annoyance or a nuisance or an inconvenience. And I don't want to feel like that. And, boys, like, when somebody offers you to live with them for free, there's always something you gotta pay. There's always something you gotta pay because in the past, anytime I've had a family member or a friend offer me to live with them for free or for very little, like a couple hundred a month, I would always think, man, they must really like me. I must be real special to them. And that's not the case. Because basically, what you're doing, you're providing them with a free person to shit on. Because all the situations I was in where I had a rent free agreement or a very cheap rent agreement, the masters of the house, I would be a free person to them for them to shit all over, right? Obviously, if I was paying a premium rate of like $700 a month, nobody's going to shit on me, right? But living here, not paying a lot most of the time, like, I get shit on. I'm just a toilet for people. That's what it feels like. And I don't like living like that. I don't like feeling like a piece of shit. And other people bring me down, right? Um, I can't wait to get my own place and, actually be independent. But I do want to show you boyos something. I got a few curtains. I got one for my closet and two for my windows. I'll show you with the webcam. So check it out. Dragon curtains. Ain't that fucking sweet? And then my closet on the other side here, a single dragon curtain. And that one came as a pair, meant for like double windows, right? But I only need a single one, so the other one I kind of rolled up and put in my dresser. And as you see the dresser behind me, I picked that up out of the garbage pickup by the side of the road when I went somewhere with my mother. And it's free. I'd rather get a free wooden dresser off the side of the road than pay $250 off to move for a new one, right? And unless I'm willing to get a cloth one with cloth drawers, for like $80, like I'm gonna have to pay a ton of money. So take shit while it's free, and that dresser now is packed full. My little linen dresser beside me, that's mostly full of Magic products, and I have 5 more orders of Magic products, solely Magic products, and a few like shirt pins, and that's gonna completely fill that little linen dresser. So I still may even buy another little linen dresser or try to get another dresser completely for just Magic supplies because I get such a good deal off Temu. But I'm going to slow down with purchasing off Temu because buying as much as I do, they don't offer me as many good deals. Like I still get great deals like free shit and all that, but if you hold out and don't buy anything for a while, they'll start offering you really good deals. Shit that's like $40 for $10, stuff like that. And once I exhaust all the good promotions on my main account, I have a secondary account I have placed 2 small orders on already that go to my mother's house. I'll start using that account and maxing out all the credit back promotions on that too. I gotta spend my money on something, and uh, the three of the things I want to go over was, I don't remember now, but people in general, like people are, you know, you can't sell people nothing because, like I said, if it's cheap or you're giving it to them, they won't accept it. They won't do it because they think automatically, get what you pay for. If it's free or almost free, there's something wrong with it. And that's not the case, right? It's just, you have to be open to fortune, right? Fortune favors the foolish, right? And I am quite foolish, and fortune does favor me sometimes, right? But Temu is the best fucking site I've ever used. Best shopping experience I've ever had. And I can actually afford to have new clothing now. And I can actually afford to buy shit like a linen dresser, curtains for my window, curtains for my closet, a whole new wardrobe, including jackets, shoes, socks, and like I bought squat shoes too that I used once. And I have curtains and I can actually afford to live now. And that's funny because when I was making minimum wage, making close to 2 grand a month, I couldn't afford anything. I couldn't afford shit. I'd wear literally the same clothes for 5 years until they were rotting off me, and I looked like a bum. Right now, I look pretty classy now, right? Because I'm wearing all new stuff, and it's hand selected stuff of what I actually wanted that match for color, right? It's not off color shit that's doesn't fit well or is frayed or old or used, and it's all good shit that I have now. So, I'm slowly figuring it out, kind of late, how the world works and everything like that. Like, this is shit I wish I knew back when I was like 20 years old, right? Because when you're young, you do foolish things, you make foolish choices and mistakes, and I'm slowly learning, right? But I'm learning that people, when people get too comfortable with you, certain people, like, you can't have that. You can't have people getting too comfortable with you. and you got to be very selective of who you involve in your personal life. Like, and you got to be very careful of who you share your personal business with, right? Because at the card store, I made the mistake of telling a couple guys that I get shit practically for free off of Temu Magic Supplies, and it makes them more cautious of purchasing off of me because they know I'm trying to make a business of it. You know, I should have held out and not told anyone what I pay for the stuff that I get, right? But I get good quality products off Temu for Magic Supplies. I'm very impressed. Like, uh, I can afford to collect Magic Supplies more than I can afford to collect Magic cards, right? And it's not always going to be that way. But something else I want to go over was I am going to start looking for casual work in the area, just like a shift a week. See what I can pick up, right? Just for some extra money. I might try the little gas bar over at the superstore. There's a little gas bar there, and just tell them, you know, I just want a shift a week, right? And see what they say. But most places, they want you like 3, 4 shifts a week at least. But we will see, right? We will see. And not sure what else I want to go over. I got a magic event to go to tomorrow. I didn't do well at the other two I was at. I shouldn't say I didn't do well. The qualifier was the one that really mattered, and I did get third. Third's not bad. Third is not bad. Third's not terrible. I was a prime contender for second place as well. I could easily have gotten second place, but just the way it played out, I got third. The guy that placed first, he was in a league of his own, and he's going to be there again on the 12th for the next qualifier. And he wants to make a lot of purchases off me, get a lot of shit off me, Magic products, right? And that's great. That's amazing. You know, have a business, but the smoke business doesn't seem to be working very well. I will always carry an extra carton on me or two and just try to sell them off on people, right? But what else to go over, boyos? Yeah, I'm slacking on lifting again. I lifted 6 days in a row, which is not bad. I did 3 days of 2 days of uh, pressing movements, 2 days of pulling movements, and a squat day. And I don't remember what the other day was, but um, it actually I think it was 3 pressing days, 2 pulling days, and a squat day. So not bad, right? That keeps me covered for a week or so, and but yeah, life's not bad. I wish my living situation was a bit better because I feel like my real life will begin once I get my own place and I'm independent, living on my own. Then my real life will begin. Because right now I still feel kind of in limbo, and my whole life, I've always felt like I was in limbo, like I was between somewhere and nowhere. And it's not a very good feeling, right? Like, there, I could feel worse, but I could feel a lot better too. Feeling independent, feeling like my life has begun. And I haven't felt that yet. I haven't felt like my life has now begun. It's always my life is in limbo. I'm between somewhere and nowhere. And it's not even a matter of, I'm on the path of going from nowhere to somewhere, which I am, but it doesn't feel like that. It feels like I'm just stuck in between somewhere that matters and somewhere that doesn't matter, right? And getting my own place, real life will begin. My real life will then begin. And I can't wait. I'm shooting for next summer to, you know, try to establish myself in life and actually start moving forward, right? Because living here, other adults don't respect me, right? I don't entirely blame them either. Like, I'm basically a loser, right? I mean, I'm a better man than a lot of men I know. Because a lot of men I know, they got no morals. They're they just have poor morals. They don't know what they're doing in life. They're like children. A lot of women are like that too. A lot of women, I've known women in their 20s that they didn't even want their kids. They just want to party and get drunk and do drugs and sleep around. And that ain't me at all. I never went through a phase where I want to party and get drunk and do drugs and sleep around. Never went through that phase. It may happen, but the thing is, like, if you have no dependence, sure, why not? Do whatever you want with your life. But, if you got children, life's not the same. You have to change for your children. Your life then becomes a big part of your life becomes about your children. And I don't have children of my own, right? But I'm aware of this because both my sisters have children. And I'm not some dumb fuck that, just, if I had children, my children would be a priority. And if I didn't want to grow up, it would either be a matter of I would be all for my children or I wouldn't be for my children at all. And I would let my wife or my ex know, right? Not my wife, my ex. Because if I'm in a relationship with somebody and I have a kid, then the kid is important, obviously. But if we break up, I would tell her either my kid is everything to me or my kid is practically nothing. And if my kid is practically nothing, it's going to be here's money, buy the kid what he needs, make sure he has a good life. I'd like to stop in occasionally and see him. That's it, and then I'm free. I can live my life as I choose. She can make all the decisions for the kid. I've supplied her with a sufficient amount of money that I can handle um, giving out and, have the pleasure of knowing that my kid is well cared for and has what he needs and all that, right? And I would still want to stop in to see my kid occasionally if that was okay with her. But I know men, they're basically kids themselves and they're my age and they don't want to grow up. They they're like children. People my age, they haven't even grown up. And it seems to be like I don't know, it seems to be like in the 50s, 50-year-old age group that people actually start growing up more than anything. Like I know people that their world is their fucking pets, like their cats. And their cats are more important to them than their family or their friends, and I don't understand that because it's a fucking animal. Like, you don't even know what's important. Like, a fucking animal's not that important because it's just a fucking animal. It's not your wife, it's not your parents, it's not your cousins, it's not your friends. Like, a fucking animal, 10 years it's going to be dead. And your friends and family and wife are still going to be alive, right? An animal is just an animal. But so many people my own age and younger just they don't have their priorities straight. They're children and they know nothing about life. Like I know more about life now than I used to. I'm slowly learning and you have to grab life by the balls, really. You have to. And you have to take what you want because nobody's going to just give you what you want in life. You literally have to take it. And rules are made to be broken. And, rules are there for a reason, but rules are more like guidelines, right? And you don't always have to go by the guidelines, right? Because rules are all in your head, right? And if the rule is you can't do this, the thing is that doesn't mean you can never do it. It's just a guideline, right? Because technically you're not supposed to sell cigarettes. But you got to do what you got to do to get ahead in life. And if you're some poor fuck that hardly has any money and you're just basically covering bills and you have a market for cigarettes, sell the fucking cigarettes, right? Just sell the fucking cigarettes, make some money because the government's making a ton of money off of cigarettes, right? So why can't you? I know that's not a good way to think, but that's the way I think, and that's all there is to it. And I know I gotta take a trip to the store soon. Not today, obviously, it's too late, but and probably not even tomorrow. But Friday, I'll likely take a trip to the store to get some more prescription meds. And I did clean myself up today because I want to look presentable for when I approach people for selling cigarettes. And nobody, nobody gave me shit. Nobody gave me shit. Told me to get the fuck away from there or nothing like that. So I'm happy. Like I even approached a police officer, a military police officer, and he did give me a bit of shit. And he's like, "That's not a good idea, right? To approach a police officer offering to sell cigarettes." And he let it go, and I just walked away. But it could have been a lot worse. He could have pulled me in and charged me for selling cigarettes and stuff like that. But he didn't, right? I played the innocence card and pretended I didn't know nothing about it, and it's all good. But live and learn, right? What else to go over? I know these curtains on my closet and my window look so fucking good, so amazing. Look so better than those ratty old fucking things I had before. Looks so good, and I think I have a tapestry too of like a dragon head, and it would cover like essentially a whole wall, and I can't wait to get that fucking thing tacked up, and that's gonna make the room look so much better too. My room is gonna be amazing when it's all fixed up, right? But Temu changed my life. I can't say enough of good about Temu, and I do rip off the company. I'm not gonna tell you how, but you can assume I have done everything and anything with the company to scam the company, right? And you know, it's the way it is because I'm not a rich man and I gotta do what I gotta do, right? I've known people that have stooped to lower levels. That doesn't make me superior to them, right? I'm still a criminal, right? I'm still a lawbreaker, but I do have my limits of what I won't do. So, but I know so many people they think they're superior to other criminals just because they have their own rules that they go by that they made up for themselves. And it's like you're not superior, buddy. You're a rule breaker and a lawbreaker just like the rest of them. You just assign yourself those code of morals just to feel superior to the other criminals. That's all it is. Right? I mean, I have things I won't do. Everybody does, right? But yeah, dragon curtains look pretty good. I do have a spare too in my dresser. I don't know what I'll use it for because my sister didn't want it. She talks shit to me if I talk to her. Just shits on me. And like I was saying before, you live somewhere cheap or free, it's just giving the head of the house somebody to shit on. That's all it is. Just somebody to use as a toilet or a dumpster. And that's why I want to get out of here because I'm not very well respected. So, what is this? Email. What do we got for an email here? Nothing exciting. But we're going on a half hour, boyos. Hopefully, some of you enjoyed this video and watched to the end. I doubt that. I doubt it very much, but I'll show you some of my magic supplies real quick. Like, here is a storage box. Flip her open. Magnetic closure, so it seals shut. One of these on Amazon is like 25 bucks. I practically get them for free, and I market them for like $20. And then we have deck boxes like this. This is a side loading one. Pretty nice magnetic closure. These are valued at like 10 bucks. But I'm really happy I got my magic supplies. I love magic so much. And we even got some like card sleeves. Right? Pay full price for those, but sometimes I get them for free, and I did win something free off of Temu the other day off the farmland game. I got a 250 packs of card sleeves, valued at like $3.60 for free. So that's cool. That'll be coming with the rest of my Magic supplies, most likely. That's pretty sweet. And I have so much Magic supplies coming, and once I get these two credit back promotions done that I'm accumulating the credit for, plus all the items I sent back, like $160 worth of items I sent back, I'll have like almost $300 worth of credit to spend. And I'll go crazy buying Magic supplies. I'm going to stock right up on Magic supplies because, like I was saying before, when I get my own place, I plan on holding my own events. And on top of regular booster prizing, I'm going to throw in like card binders and play mats and card sleeves and deck boxes and storage boxes and dice sets and all that shit. Like, I'm going to make people want to come back and play again with me and pay, because all have such affordable pricing, right? But yeah, it's been over 30 minutes, boyo. So I think that's enough rambling from me. I covered all the topics I wanted to. I waited a few days and built up to all the stuff I want to say all at once. And hopefully this new MISC works out. But I'll catch you later, boyos, and I'll see you on the new MISC.